Hello again, Card Being RJ, back with another video. Let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Shown this off once or twice before. It's the 2003 Fleer Ultra all vet team subset or special set released for the final home game at Veterans Stadium. 2003, they were tearing down the vet, putting up Citizens Bank Park, and they put out a little set to be released on what was known as Fan Appreciation Day here in Philly area, and that is the final home game. They give out all kinds of freebies and prizes and just a lot of fun on the last day of the season. Typically, that is the last day of the season. Typically, there's nothing else, no playoffs or whatever, but they make it up good. They had tasty cake and MAB paints were other sponsors of the day. So, thanks for the memories. September 28th, 2003, by Fleer here. So these are some of the stars that they included in this little set. Steve Carlton, of course. Darren Daulton. Some people might have thought Bob Boone, but I think Darren Daulton's the right choice. John Crook, first base. I think that's a good choice at first base. Jimmy Rollins, while he did play a little bit at the vet, primarily he was a star for the Citizen Bank Park years, obviously. Second base was Juan Samuel. Manny Trio wasn't with the Phillies long enough. He was their second baseman at the 1980 World Series, and Mickey Morandini was on the 93 club, but I don't think he was with the club as long as Juan Samuel was. And obviously Mike Schmidt's going to be your third baseman. Larry Bowe at shortstop. Again, Jimmy Rollins didn't have the tenure. And the shortstop, Kevin Stalker, was on the 93 team. Nothing special. There was no great shortstop other than Boa. Left field was Luzinski. Maybe you could have said Pat Burrell, but even Pat Burrell was more of a Citizen Bank Park era. The 93 team had the Milt Thompson and Pete Incaviglia. Neither one of those are as beloved as the Bull, frankly. Center field, we have Gary Maddox. Lenny Dykstra could have made a strong case for it, but Maddox was with the team much longer. I think he's a better choice than Dykstra. One of the other ones would have been Doug Glanville. He was there with the late 90s, but the late 90s team stunk. So Gary Maddox has got to be your guy. Bobby Abreu in right. Could have been Bake McBride, but I think Bobby Abreu is a better choice, much better hitter, and was with the team, I think, longer as well. Tug Brugal is your relief pitcher. Kurt Schilling, another starter. And then Dallas Green was the manager. Again, Dallas Green's the only one you're going to choose because he won the championship. So that was my random Phillies item of the day. My random baseball collectible of the day. It's all about baseball, all about Phillies baseball trivia game. It's just a pack of cards that are trivia cards. If you look through here, it's just a whole bunch of random trivia questions. They actually came up with this is the quote-unquote game you can play. You can make a game of it. These are basically the categories so that you know what the categories are. Blue, general, players and managers, teams and stadiums, rules and records, and then the postseason. And then, again, these are the trivia cards themselves. So what I'm going to do, see how good I am, I'm always asking trivia of you. I'm going to pick one random card here and take that one and ask myself all these trivia questions and see how I do. You guys can help along, see how good I am. All right. Why did baseball grant the 1976 All-Star Game to Philadelphia? Clearly that was because it was the bicentennial. No doubt about that one. Former Philly star Jim Bunning became a U.S. Senator from what state? That would be Kentucky. What Phillies player hit 4 home runs in a 1976 game? Mike Schmidt. Cy Young holds the all-time record for wins by a pitcher with how many? 511. And among batters with more than 500 at-bats, what Phillies player led the 1950 World Series championship in batting average? I'm going to guess Richie Ashburn, but that one I might be wrong about. So let's take a look. So, why did we get the 76 All-Star Game? To celebrate the bicentennial. What state is Kentucky? Mike Schmidt was the 4 home runs in the game, 511 wins by Cy Young. Okay, so I said Richie Ashburn had the highest batting average on the Whiz Kids. Am I wrong? Oh, wait, it was 19. Did I get the date? Oh, it was 1980 World Series champions. Yeah, you know what? I did know this because Bake McBride, believe it or not, had the highest batting average for the Phillies in the World Series in 1980. But I think this was for the year. Bake McBride hit 309 for the year. I wouldn't have guessed Bake McBride, I'll be honest with you. If you had me to guess who had the best batting average for the Phillies in 1980, I would have said Pete Rose, probably. So I got that one wrong. Feel free to chastise me vehemently in the comments, those people who are trivia fans. So anyway, today's trivia question: who was the last Cleveland Indian to win a Rookie of the Year award? And if you can guess that trivia answer, I will send to you this Cleveland Indians card of CC Sabathia. This is from the Bowman Heritage set, and it is his foil version from that set. A little thicker cardstock for the Bowman Heritage. CC Sabathia will be, no doubt, a Hall of Famer in the future. I think this is you guys can see it, you're better than me. My eyes and my glasses are not cooperating to tell me what year that is. I want to say it's 2008 or 2006. But here's CC on the Bowman Heritage foil version with the Indians. So who was the last Indians Rookie of the Year winner? I will repeat the question in the description below, along with my email. Be the first person to email me, and I'll send you that card. Today, what I want to do is highlight the 1974 top set. I think this might be something I'll do for some of the other sets. I'm not going to go through it. Like when I went on vacation earlier this year, what I did was film a whole bunch of videos showing off the 1978 top set in its entirety. Here, I just want to highlight the various portions of what makes up the top set of that year. 1974 had 660 cards in it, which had been the standard Topps count for a while. Card number 1, Hank Aaron. Little gutsy for Topps to do this. They called Hank Aaron the new all-time home run king in their 74 cards, but he had not yet hit 714. He was at 713 right there. So technically, something could have happened, and Hank never would have been able to. This card would have been quite the error card at that time then. But obviously he did it, and that's not a doubt. That was card number 1. For the other few cards to start the set, they just reprinted some of his Topps cards. It's interesting to take a look at when you see what Topps did sometimes. They'd take an image they liked and just use it over and over again. Take a look at these first 3 cards of Hank Aaron. This 54, 55, and 56. They're the same picture. I mean, they're exactly the same picture, used over and over again in all three of those cards. Just an interesting observation. And this, again, this is just showing you all of Hank Aaron's base Topps cards from 54 up to 73. And then the 74 card, this is Hank Aaron's base card. That's it. So that's the way it started out. Then you get to what a standard card looks like. And I'll show off here the Willie Stargell Topps card. You had the position here with the team name Pittsburgh and Pirates or whatever in a flag or banner logo top and bottom on opposite corners, and then the position and name on the other opposite corners. And that's what a standard card looked like. And of course, you've got your typical Topps Major League list of career stats, a little bio stuff of that kind of stuff, some highlights here, and then a little cartoon. Just a neat, simple design, classic 74 Topps card. Sometimes I love going through Topps cards. You'll see players later in their career. What teams did they wander through? I talked about this before. It boggled my mind when I saw Frank Robinson on the Angels. I know him from the Reds, I know him from the Orioles, and I know him from the Indians. I did not know he was on a couple other teams. So here he is in the 74 set with the Angels. He was actually on the Dodgers in 72. This was obviously a 73 picture. That's a nice little card. And then they also had some horizontal cards some portrait versions, or landscape versions, I should say. Here's Tom Seaver with the Mets. Same kind of design. It's just that some of the cards you'll find, not most of them, but obviously most are portrait style, but some of them came out in the landscape version. Then you had your basic team cards, like Topps would do. And this one did not have a checklist. It had some of the batting and pitching leaders. So it wasn't a checklist for the team. It was just some team highlights and a great team photo. Your manager card, here's Phillies manager Danny Ozark, had a picture of the coach, or the head manager, and then the number of coaches was different. You know, it wasn't consistently 4 coaches. It did bounce around different numbers. I saw as little as 2, as many as 4, obviously. And then on the back, just bio on all of the coaches and managers. Really nothing special, nothing fantastic, but there were manager cards in that one. Here's your checklist card. Standard, checklist for Topps. 1 to 132 or what have you. Then it gets into the league leader cards, which are very common to Topps over the years. 73, and remember, it always highlighted the year before, obviously, for obvious reasons. Pete Rose led the league in batting in the American League. Pete Rose in the National League. Home run leaders, Jackson and Stars. Well, that's a pretty cool card. 2 Hall of Famers on that one. And they also led in RBIs. Makes sense. If they're leading in home runs, good chance they're going to lead in RBIs. Stolen base leaders, Tommy Harper of the Red Sox. Don't know much about Tommy. He's one of those players that kind of fell through the cracks of baseball knowledge, at least for me. And then Lou Brock, obviously, stolen base leaders. Victory leaders, I love this. Wilbur Wood, long time, great, steady, dependable pitcher. Led the league in wins back in 73, along with a guy named Ron Bryant for the San Francisco Giants. It's fun to see these random players. So take a look at this. For whatever reason, Ron Bryant had a great year. I have no idea who Ron Bryant is. Put up 24 wins. Bested Tom Seaver, bested Don Sutton, Tommy John, Jerry Royce, Rick Wise, a bunch of other players. Wilbur Wood, bested Jim Palmer, Nolan Ryan, Vida Blue, Burt Blyleven. Everybody has their one shining day in the sun, I suppose, Strikeout, or ERA leaders, this makes more sense to us all. Jim Palmer and Tom Seaver are earned run leaders. Strikeout leaders, no surprise here either, Nolan Ryan and Tom Seaver. And then your firemen, which we call, relievers these days, saves leaders or whatever. John Hiller and Mike Marshall. I was watching a bio, like a YouTube video not too long ago, and John Hiller had a great year in that year and pretty much never again, although Mike Marshall was a star, all-star for a number of years. So that's what the league leader cards look like. After the league leaders, you had the all-star cards, which is also a typical Topps set. So your all-star catchers for the 73 all-star team were Fisk and Bench. Your all-star first basemen were Dick Allen and Hank Aaron. Interesting that Hank's at first base as the all-star that year. Second baseman, Rod Carew, Joe Morgan. Third baseman, Brooks Robinson and Ronnie Santo. Shortstop, Bert Campaneris and Chris Spear. Shortstop is one of those odd positions where we think of shortstops like Cal Ripken, Ivan Rodriguez, Ozzie Smith, and back in the day, your shortstops were not big stars usually. So you got people like Bert Campaneris and Chris Spear as your all-stars. All-star left fielder, Bobby Mercer and Pete Rose. Pete Rose played everywhere. I think he was an all-star like 5 different positions. Center fielder, Amos Otis and Cesar Cedeno. All-star right fielders, Reggie Jackson and Billy Williams. That's more like what we're expecting. And your starting pitchers, Catfish Hunter and Rick Wise. It's interesting that the back of these cards actually contained a little picture puzzle of who was I should say not whoever, the individual that ended up being the MVP of the game was the individual who was on the puzzle on the back. I'm going to put it together real quick and show you. It was an 8-count puzzle. There were 9 cards, in case you were keeping count. This last one had the stats of the game, but your MVP of the game was Bobby Bonds. And the back of those cards made a little puzzle for you to put together. All right. Then lastly, also another thing Topps was always doing back in the day, highlights of the postseason. The American League playoffs where the A's beat the Orioles. National League playoffs where the Mets beat the Reds. And then a highlight of each game. It went 7 games this year, which was fantastic for Topps and for baseball, I'm sure. And then a little highlight that the Oakland Athletics won their 2nd consecutive championship. And of course, we know they would go on to win their 3rd in this year. And then lastly, what you have that's always of interest to baseball card collectors such as ourselves are the rookie cards. So I'm going to go through the rookie cards right now. And I mean those that are actually these rookie panel cards. Various positions, various names. Here's some rookie pitchers. I'm just going to let it sit there because I don't know any of these guys very well. I mean, I know some names, but nobody stands out at me. Here you go. Pete Mccannon, I know because he was a former Philly and former Philly manager. And Manny Trio, I know because he was on the Phillies 80 World Series team. John Gamble, I thought he was like an executive later in his career. Maybe I'm wrong, but Manny Trio's rookie card is kind of cool. This is a nice one because it's got Ken Griffey as a rookie. Steve Oniveris, I know. A lot of these guys, you're like, who are these people? I don't know. More rookie pitchers like Ron Diori. Oh, I have no idea who that guy is. Nobody here jumps out at me as a star or a well-known name. Here you got, what do we have here? Reggie Sanders, but that's not the one I know for later on for the Reds. But Bill Maddox is a great player for many years. There's his rookie card. Trying to find, there's Bake McBride. Made a little bit to us in Philly here because he was the right fielder for the Phillies World Series team in 1980. So we got here Craig Swan, longtime pitcher. Nobody else jumps out at me here. Rookie catchers, Barry Foote, I remember for many years. Charlie Moore on the Brewers. So we got some big name catchers there. Some infielders, Frank White. There you go. Frank White's a great guy. Andre Thornton was in the Phillies minor league system, got traded away to the Cubs. But Frank White clearly with the Orioles, or the Royals, I should say, great rookie card. Frank Tanana's rookie card here, probably the biggest name on that one. Outfielders, nobody here jumping out at me as anybody really fantastic. Shortstops, nobody's jumping out at me there. More pitchers. I remember Bob Apodaca, but that's about it. And then the key rookie card in the 74 set is your Dave Winfield. So that's a little trip through what the 74 Topps set looked like. One of the many sets that I have, obviously. Just wanted to share that with you. Don't forget the trivia question. Who was the last player to win Rookie of the Year for the Indians? And I will send you this cool CC Sabathia Bowman Heritage foil card. All right, I want to say thanks to everybody for taking the time to bear with me here and watch this rambling of a show I did for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz below. Thanks for watching everything I do. I will be back again on Friday with my final trivia question for the week, and then pop it in on Saturday for the recap. So thanks again. Have a good day. Take care.